Imagine losing everything you once thought was secure: your position, your family, your future. Now picture reaching out for one last lifeline, only to have it slip through your fingers. That's the crossroads where Prince Harry finds himself today. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were once the royal couple everyone adored. They brought a fresh wave of change to the royal family. But their departure was not just a family decision. It was the start of a royal rift. How could a family fall apart so spectacularly? Royal blood isn't immune to family dynamics. Prince Harry's decision to step away from royal duties started to unravel faster than anyone could have predicted. Today, after years of tension, Prince Harry made a final plea to King Charles for a second chance. But, according to palace insiders, his plea was swiftly rejected. Can you imagine reaching out for reconciliation, only to have the door closed on you by your own father? Why did King Charles reject Prince Harry's request? Was it the culmination of years of distrust? Or perhaps the new king saw no room for the return of a wayward son? How does someone go from being a beloved prince to having their last chance for reconciliation denied? What happens behind palace walls that the public never sees? And more importantly, how could the relationship between a father and son, once so strong, break so completely? Let's face it, most of us have had moments where family dynamics become complicated, but few of us can say we've lived out those conflicts in front of the world. Now, imagine being a member of one of the most famous families on earth. Every word, every gesture, every look is scrutinized. For Prince Harry, leaving the royal family wasn't just about stepping away from public life. It was about walking away from a legacy that stretches back over 1,000 years. What would drive someone to take such a drastic step? For Harry, it was about carving out a new life with Meghan and their children, far from the scrutiny of the British tabloids and the shadow of royal expectations. But with every move he made, it seemed like the chasm between him and the rest of the royal family widened. Do you ever wonder if Prince Harry, in those quiet moments, second-guessed his decision? Did he anticipate the full weight of the consequences, or was he too focused on escaping the life that felt suffocating? King Charles, now the monarch, isn't just Harry's father, he's the figurehead of the British monarchy. He must make decisions not just for his family but for the stability of the monarchy itself. So, when Prince Harry reached out, asking for a second chance, what was King Charles thinking? Was he reflecting on the impact Harry's actions had on the royal family's reputation? Or was this a more personal decision, one shaped by the deep scars left behind by years of public feuding? This brings us to an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes, in the balance between duty and personal relationships, duty wins. Would you make the same choice if you were in King Charles' shoes? For most of us, family disputes can be dealt with behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of neighbors and co-workers. But for the royals, privacy is a luxury they rarely get. Every whispered conversation becomes a headline, every family rift a full-blown scandal. Have you ever had a disagreement with a family member and wished the world could just stay out of it? Imagine how much more intense that would feel if millions of people were weighing in on who's right and who's wrong. For Prince Harry and King Charles, this isn't just a father-son conflict, it's a global narrative, with opinions being formed in every corner of the world. A door closed forever? With King Charles rejecting Prince Harry's plea for a second chance, everyone wonders, is this the end of any hope for reconciliation? In royal circles, every move is calculated. King Charles' decision to reject Harry's request wasn't made lightly. Could it be a final stand, signaling that Harry's departure is permanent? Or is there still a sliver of hope, a possibility that with time, wounds can heal? Think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever had a falling out with someone close to you, so close that the idea of reconciliation seemed impossible? And yet, sometimes, with time, the walls begin to crumble. Maybe, just maybe, this royal rift isn't as permanent as it seems. The end of a royal era? As King Charles cements his place on the throne, the question of Prince Harry's place in the royal family remains in limbo. Was this rejection the final chapter in the story of Harry and the House of Windsor? Or is it merely the prelude to a future reconciliation, one where time and reflection allow for a mending of hearts? The truth is, the dynamics of family are ever-shifting. What seems like the end today could be the beginning of something new tomorrow. But one thing is clear. Prince Harry's future with the royal family has never been more uncertain. What happens next? Only time will tell. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Prince Harry deserves a second chance to return to royal life, or has too much damage been done? How do you see the future of the royal family unfolding? Share your thoughts and insights below. After all, this is a story that touches on universal themes of family, loyalty, and redemption. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth takes on royal family dynamics and all the latest royal news. Together, we'll keep unraveling the mysteries behind one of the world's most fascinating families. As we reflect on this momentous decision by King Charles, it's hard not to wonder how the monarchy will evolve in the coming years. The British royal family has weathered centuries of scandal, reform, and upheaval, yet it remains one of the most powerful symbols of tradition in the world. But with the rejection of Prince Harry's return, are we seeing the beginning of a more decisive, perhaps colder, era for the House of Windsor? King Charles is no stranger to controversy himself. His personal life has been dissected for decades. His decisions now carry the weight of the crown. Could it be that the monarch is thinking about more than just personal relationships and family loyalty? Is he focused on shaping the monarchy for a modern world, where missteps are less forgivable and public opinion reigns supreme? The royal family has always walked a tightrope between tradition and adaptation, and perhaps King Charles believes that firm decisions like this one are necessary for survival in an era of instant information and constant scrutiny. But can a monarchy that seems to reject reconciliation truly evolve? Or will this be remembered as the moment the royal family began to distance itself not just from Harry, but from the humanity that made them so beloved? It's easy to forget that the public has a significant role in shaping the fate of the royal family. Whether it's through avid support or sharp criticism, the world's eyes are always on them. Have you ever thought about how much influence we, the public, truly have over the course of royal events? In many ways, we're part of the story. Remember when Harry and Meghan's interviews stirred waves of public discourse? Some sided with the couple, sympathizing with their plight and understanding their need to break free. Others saw their actions as betrayal, a turning away from centuries of duty and responsibility. Now, with King Charles' rejection of Harry's plea, the public's reaction will once again shape the narrative. What side do you find yourself on? Are you hoping for reconciliation, or do you think it's time for the royal family to move on without Prince Harry? If we've learned anything from history, it's that the British royal family is resilient. But resilience often comes at a cost. The decision to close the door on Prince Harry's return, at least for now, sends a strong message. The monarchy is moving forward, and not everyone will come along for the ride. What's next for the royal family without Harry? He was loved for being down-to-earth and relatable. His leaving left a big gap. Does the monarchy need Harry to thrive? The younger generation wants role models who are modern. Can the royal family still fit in? Can the monarchy change without losing its identity? This is a big question. Family relationships are always complicated. Whether you're a prince or not, love, loyalty, and forgiveness are key. Prince Harry learned this the hard way. How often do we let pride or past hurts stop us from forgiving? The royal family's story teaches us to think about this. Family can heal, even when it seems impossible. Have you ever forgiven someone after thinking it was too hard? Prince Harry's future is uncertain. He's focusing on his passions and new projects. He and Meghan are making their own mark. But is it enough? Can Harry find happiness without being a royal? Does he still feel the weight of his royal background? Only time will tell if Harry made the right choice. Would you have done the same? We all face tough choices in life. They might not be as public as Prince Harry's, but they are just as important. The stakes are high. Should we stick to tradition and loyalty, even if it's hard? Or should we choose our happiness, even if it means leaving behind what we know? Let's talk about this in the comments. What do you think about making choices and finding happiness in a complex world? Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the royal world. Stay updated on Prince Harry, King Charles, and the monarchy's future. The royal family's divisions are deep. Prince Harry wants a second chance, but King Charles said no. Is this the end for Harry's royal ties, or is there hope for healing? Families can surprise us. What seems broken today might heal tomorrow. Family bonds are strong, even in tough times. King Charles is still Harry's father, despite their differences. Family is about more than titles. It's about shared experiences and love, even when it's hard. Have you ever thought a relationship was over, only to be reunited later? The royal family is just like any family in this way. Maybe Harry and his father will find their way back to each other, as family. No discussion of the current royal drama is complete without Meghan Markle. She has been both admired and controversial from the start. To some, she brings change and diversity to the royal family. To others, she's the reason for Prince Harry's departure. But is Meghan really the cause of the royal fallout? Or is she just a scapegoat for deeper issues? It's easy to blame one person for problems, but the truth is complex. Prince Harry's decision to step back was likely due to years of conflict and media pressure. Meghan's arrival may have sped up his decision, but the seeds were planted before. Do you think Meghan deserves the criticism, or is she unfairly targeted? This question divides royal watchers and adds complexity to the story. What does the future hold for the Sussexes? With King Charles rejecting Prince Harry's request, the Sussexes' future as non-working royals seems set. But what does this future look like? For Harry and Meghan, the world outside the palace offers opportunities and challenges. They are free to shape their lives without royal protocol's expectations. Their ventures in media, philanthropy, and business could redefine the royal family in the 21st century. But can they thrive without the royal institution's support and structure? The royal brand opens doors and attracts attention. Without it, Harry and Meghan must rely on their personal brand and goodwill. They've seen success in projects like their Netflix deal and Archewell, but they must evolve quickly in a fast-changing world. Can they stay relevant in a post-royal world, or will public interest fade? The relentless scrutiny of the British press was a major reason for Prince Harry and Meghan's departure. The tabloids were often unkind to Meghan, with reports of tension and drama. Now, outside the royal bubble, Harry and Meghan face a different media landscape. They have more control over their narrative but are more vulnerable to criticism. Without royal protection, they must navigate the vicious world of celebrity media. Is it possible for them to escape the shadow of the press, or will they always be defined by headlines? Ironically, stepping away from royal duties may have only increased media interest in their lives. Every move they make is analyzed, every statement dissected. They've traded one kind of scrutiny for another. As we look ahead, one question looms large. What will Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's legacy be?